back at Wellness TV. Thank you for watching the introductory video. Thank you for tuning in today. Stay tuned. Now, if you're the type who likes to read and who likes to look for information here and there, you may have come across this topic, dimensions of wellness. Yes, so this is not too different from what you probably have seen, but I'm going to be breaking them down one by one, and just in case you haven't seen them before, this is an opportunity to know what wellness is all about, the different dimensions of wellness. So straight to the topic, dimensions of wellness. I have 9 different dimensions of wellness that you should take into consideration. You can be well in one aspect of you and not be well in another. And on the other hand, you could be well all round. You could be well all round. Ever heard someone say all round wellness? Yes, there's such a thing as all round wellness. Now, the 9 dimensions of wellness that we'll be looking at are physical wellness, emotional wellness or mental wellness. As I put it, I group them together. You have occupational wellness or vocational wellness. You have social or recreational wellness. You also have financial wellness. Now you may wonder, financial and occupation, are they not the same? You'll find out soon. You also have intellectual wellness. You have environmental wellness. You have cultural wellness, and you have spiritual wellness. So those are the 9 dimensions of wellness we're going to be treating today. Number 1, physical wellness. What is it all about? To start with, what does the word physical imply? It talks about your physical being, your body, what you can see on the outside, physical. I mean, it's not spiritual, it's not mental, it's not going on inside you. And yes, it could go on inside you, but in parts of your body that can be seen. That's if it's being opened up. So physical refers to your body, talking about your skin, your 5 different senses: your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears, and your skin. Yes, that's the biggest sense. And then it talks about your innate, your internal organs, your stomach, your digestive system, your kidneys, liver, and so on. It also talks about your looks. Yes, so that's physical wellness. Are you looking well? Can someone see you and say, "Oh, you look well, you look like you're doing very well"? So that's what physical wellness talks about. Now, emotional or mental wellness. Now, the reason I group this is because it all stems from the mind. Number 2, you have emotional wellness and mental wellness. Now, with this dimension of wellness, we have emotions, we have mindset. Now, emotions are what you feel as a result of something that has happened, as a result of what you have heard or what you have seen. You feel a certain way. Those are your emotions. You either feel happy, or you feel sad, or you feel angry, or you feel afraid. Those are your emotions. Now, these things, these feelings can also erupt when you have a certain mindset, when you have a certain thinking or ideology. That is your mind, your mental wellness. Have you ever heard people say everyone has a bit of madness in them? Or have you ever heard people say or some people are walking around and they have mental issues and they don't know it? sometimes that could be true, not all the time, but yes, sometimes some people can be mentally unstable without even knowing it. Yes, it does happen. So you have I'm not saying that they are mad, don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is sometimes some people have some occurrences in their lives, some happenings, things that happen to them, some traumatic experiences too, and it tweaked their mind and it caused an imbalance of some sort. Some people also had experiences that just left them feeling that, oh, this is the way the world is, or this is the way such and such people are, or this is the way this and that is, and so I'm going to be like this, or I'm going to do like this, or I'm not going to do this, or you have different kinds of ideologies coming up in you, or thinkings coming up in you because of your experiences. Sometimes your people who are in very good emotional states, that they are well emotionally, you find out that they probably had good experiences, and that makes them have the kind of mindset that accommodates, that tolerates, that is good, that is always happy, that is not always gloomy, depressed, and all of that. So that is what I may not have explained it totally, but I am sure I've given you a picture as to what mental and emotional wellness is all about. Being well emotionally, it means being happy, being good, feeling well, feeling good, feeling happy, for some feeling on top of the world, and then mental wellness, you don't think like everybody hates you, you're not gloomy, you're not depressed, you're happy, that's why I said emotional and mental wellness go hand in hand, because when you have the right experiences, you are able to have the right emotions. But when you have the wrong experiences, you may not have the right emotions. But on this channel, we are also going to be taking that up and telling you how, even in the midst of all your wrong experiences, you can have the right emotions, you can have the right state of mind, you can do it yourself. Now, yes, this is a DIY as well. You can actually do it yourself. Now, our number 3 is occupational and vocational wellness. There are people that they go to work in a place and they don't last. When I say they don't last, it's not because maybe something went wrong. They don't last because they have the wrong ethics. They don't have a way that they coordinate themselves at the workplace. And same goes for employees as well as employers. There is a way that you can relate with your colleagues, senior colleagues, junior colleagues, people on the same rank, and if you're the owner of the business, there is a way that you can relate with your employees that bring out the best in your business, bring out the best in your career and in everything you do. Bring out the best in your services to that company. So that is it for occupational and vocational wellness. You are able to do well at work. You are able to treat your staff well. Yes, just in case you are an employer, there is a way to treat your staff. Unfortunately, in some parts of the world, it's slave mentality. But I put it to you that just in case you are not really sure, you've had staff come and go, you have a high turnover, I think it's time to look into it. Your your vocational and occupational wellness. How do you take your job? How do you take your business? How do you treat the people who work with you, who work for you? It is very important for your own productivity and so that others are happy and you are also happy. So another dimension of wellness we're going to be looking at is social and recreational wellness. Social and recreational wellness. When you go to a park, or you go to, a restaurant, or some nice place, you go for an event, how do you relate? Unfortunately, there are people who are seen as weirdos. Now, I'm not saying this to say that everybody who acts in a certain way is a weirdo. No, absolutely not. In fact, we are all weird in our own ways. We could be weird in our own ways. We're all different, okay? So when you see someone who is different, don't be quick to castigate. Yes, look at their differences, admire them for their differences, and just be happy. So there's a social and recreational wellness where you're relating. This time around, it's not just at work. It's with family, it's with friends, it's with in-laws, it's with you name it, the people in your world around you, that you socialize with, that you play with. You play games. Are you a sore loser? Do you know how to lose well? Know how to lose and be happy on a game? Do you know that? So that is that about social and recreational wellness. Now another dimension of wellness is your financial wellness. Now, when you have money, how do you feel? How do you act? How do you react? When you don't have money, how do you feel? How do you act? How do you react? You may have to write it down, but this is it. When you have money, and when there is a difference between your disposition when you have money and when you don't have money, I think you should give it a little check and know what exactly is responsible, what exactly is the issue. How should I tweak this? How should I behave? Should there be the disparity? When I have money, should I be all happy and merry and go spoil myself and spend all the money I've received? That's another area of wellness. For some, when they receive money, all they want to do is spend until the money finishes, and then they go down all gloomy and depressed. Now, when you don't have the money, do you feel all gloomy and depressed? Does everyone in your world, in your sphere of contact, know that you don't have money? Now, that has to be addressed if that's the case. You don't want to be going around and people say, oh, what's the matter? You don't have money. So we're going to be looking into that. Now, this may not be on this particular video. We will look at these 9 dimensions categorically. Okay. So the next dimension of wellness is your intellectual wellness. For some, people have their strengths and their weaknesses. For some, intellect is not their thing. Cognitive reasoning is not their thing. Some people are more brute strength. They achieve very big things with their strength. They can carry. They can run many meters. But for some, it's their intellect. However, when you are maybe out on a social gathering or whatever, even if you are not an intellectual person, how do you relate with those who are intellectual? And if you are intellectual, how do you relate with those who are not intellectual? So we're going to be looking at those in this channel. Now the next dimension of wellness The next dimension of wellness we're going to be looking at in this channel is environmental wellness. Now, to me in particular, this is very important. What happens around me, my environment, where I live, and so on, is important to me. If you live in a house with neighbors, with a lot of neighbors, and all, how do you keep your environment? Does your environment, or the way you maintain your environment, does it please the next person, or does it cause chaos for the next person? How do you maintain or manage your environment? How do you make your environment habitable for others, cutting across different likes and dislikes? I mean, like I said, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, fine, but there is a way to behave. There is a way to tweak things, move things around a bit, so that you are accommodating and you can be accommodated. So watch out for environmental wellness tips on this channel. Now, another thing we're going to be treating is cultural wellness. Have you ever heard of genital mutilation? It's a culture, like it or not, it is a culture. Now, when you want to, someone says, when you want to change the world, you don't just go and change the world. You change it person by person. Each person look into the mirror and change that man staring at you in the mirror, staring back at you. So for cultural wellness, we are going to be looking at how your culture may not tally or agree with the next person's culture, how to avoid clashes, and how to look into your culture. Yes, because sometimes you may practice cultures that are not particularly helpful, and rather they are harmful to your people, of the same ethnic group as you. But you see, because it is culture, you hold so fast onto it, you don't want to let it go. You don't see that it is hurting people. Now, if you are perhaps a traditional ruler, or you have stakes, you have a say in what goes on in your community, in your ethnic group, I think we should be looking into these things critically. Your cultural wellness. How does it affect you and others? Is it more harmful than good? In reality, because some people think, oh, it's good, like genital mutation, they say, oh, it prevents the woman from being promiscuous. But in reality, biologically, is that what it does? So we're going to be looking at that critically. Now, the last on my list is spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness. For some of us, we say, I'm not spiritual. What is spirituality to start with? I think I'm going to give that to you as an assignment. Go check the word up in your dictionary and then ask yourself, am I spiritually well? Ask yourself, am I spiritually well? I'm not saying you have to belong to a particular spiritual sect or something, but check it. How is your spirituality affecting you? Is it positive? Is it negative? or are you just there indifferent? So from time to time we're going to touch on this. We're going to touch on this. Through the course of this channel, you're going to be getting tips on physical wellness, emotional and mental wellness, occupational and vocational wellness. You're going to be having tips on social and recreational wellness. Remember all the things I talked about regarding them. We're going to be talking about financial wellness. We're going to be talking about intellectual wellness. We're going to be giving you tips on environmental wellness. We're going to be giving you tips on cultural and then spiritual wellness. So you're going to stay tuned. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to learn self-care. And of course, good old tips. Things you can easily do. Remember what I said in my introductory video? Things you can do, you can easily do from the comfort of your home. You can be in the living room and do, you can be in your kitchen and do very easily within 10-20 minutes, and you're done, and you see results. You actually see results, talking about physically in the dimension of physical wellness. And then tips you could also try, you could practice at work, tips you could practice in your home, how to be well emotionally, financially, and so on. If you're looking forward to more, like this video, and please hit that red subscribe button for me, please. Thank you so much. And also hit the bell just beside the bell icon so that you can receive a notification when the next video comes out. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching this video to the end. I'll see you on the next video.